What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, let's talk about your relationship with money. Hey guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ben Nader. I do videos on entrepreneurship, business, finance, real estate, investing, entrepreneurship, pretty much all things business. And if you like that kind of content, you should definitely subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into the video. All right guys, so stick with me till the end on this video because it's really life-changing when you change your relationship with money. Basically, the way you perceive money, your money mindset, like I like to call it. Basically, the way you see money is the way your life kind of pans out, right? Let's get two things out of the way. Money does not buy happiness, right? But the other thing is money buys options and time. And in turn, if you use those things properly, money can buy happiness by virtue of those options and time. Now, let me go through a bunch of things that are basically going to unscrew the way you think about money so that you can think properly about money and be very wealthy, be very happy, and have a better relationship with making money and make way more money. All right, so here's number one. You spend way too much time thinking about money, right? Stop thinking about money. Start thinking about what you can do to make more money. Like, think about ideas, think about new ventures, think about other things that create value, not the money itself, right? So just think about other things than the money. The money will always follow, right? So don't think about things in terms of dollar figures, right? Or dollars and cents. Think about things in terms of, oh, well, let me create this idea or concept, or let me go invest into this thing because that's really kind of, I'm passionate about that, right? I love that one thing, right? So think in things in terms like of what you want to do that can create money. Don't think about the money itself first. All right, so the next thing that you're doing wrong is you're thinking status quo. So you're basically just sitting there thinking around like, okay, go to college, get a job, get a 401k, your company matches the 401k at whatever percent, etc. And like you just work 40 years and then you get some pension or retirement or whatever. And then you're going to make like, you know, whatever you need for retirement, which you definitely won't. But anyways, that being said, don't think status quo. Stop, right? That is a bad way to have a relationship with money. You need to think outside the box, like way outside the box. In fact, here's the secret. There is no box, right? So basically thinking outside the box is just a way of saying, don't think status quo. Don't think the norm. Like everybody's running this way, you got to run that way. You know what I mean? Do everything different. Whenever you hear people say, it's, oh, that person moves differently, right? When you move differently, you think differently, and you come up with creative ideas that are not status quo, that are going to end up making you much more money in the long term. All right, so this is the worst one ever. Pretty much basically Dave Ramsey is going to hate me for this one. Insert Dave Ramsey clip.
You know how rich people get rich? They save money. Wow! I don't know if I agree with Dave Ramsey's investment assumptions. I don't give a crap.
Okay, so stop saving. Stop saving your pennies and your little cents and your quarters and everything and like creating all these little like envelope funds and this and that. Don't do that. Invest your money so that it works for you. If you have $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million sitting in a bank, it's doing nothing for you and it's doing everything for the bank. You know what the bank does with your money, right? The bank takes your money, they loan it out at 15%, they loan it and they invest it into the stock market. They do all the things that you should be doing with your own money, right? But they do it instead because you're leaving it in the bank. It's safe there, right? So that's what happens, right? Saving, just piling up money, right? And then paying a huge tax bill at the end of the year, right? I can go on a tangent on that, but not for this video. But long story short is saving your pennies and sitting there on a pile of cash is no good. That relationship with money is not a good one. All right, so this next one I have for you kind of reverts back to what I said earlier about thinking outside the box, not being status quo. Listen, past performance of investments or things that make money don't equate to things that'll make money today, like right now in this era. So invest in things, go for ventures, create businesses that are new, that are novel, that are things that you've created, you've come up with. Like maybe you see a really good idea, you see a really good investment concept, whatever, it doesn't really matter whatever it is, but just that's the thing. Past performing things are really, really cool. But at the end of the day, like Blockbuster used to be cool, right? But then now there's Netflix, right? Now Netflix is kind of like getting crapped on, right? So like, think about it. You know what I mean? These things used to be awesome, but nowadays there's way, way different things out there that you can make money with, right? As far as investments go, and just the way you think about your money, right? So all this video is about your relationship with money. So I'm trying to invest in you, the mindset of how you should be thinking in terms of what you do with your money while you have it currently, right? So past performance does not equate to current to-date performance. All right. I know everyone's heard this, but diamond fist, right? Diamond fist. What does that mean, right? If you don't know what that means like hold on to something, right? So for instance, if you invested into Amazon or Tesla or Facebook, right, on one of their splits, maybe the Amazon 20-to-1 split, right, where you got 20 shares for every 1 share that you bought, right? Big payouts, long term, right? So here's the deal with this. In your relationship with money, lots of people think short-term vision. That doesn't get you anywhere with your relationship with money. Long game gets you really, really wealthy and rich when you think long game, long term, right? But if you're in it for the short term and you invested into Amazon and Amazon's at like $115 a share, when maybe in 5 years it's going to be back at $2,000 a share, you're going to be in the multi-millions, right? When currently you're only valued at like $100,000. So basically just think long game, right? And it doesn't serve you whatsoever to basically prioritize that security blanket, right? And that whole concept of like, I'm sitting here and you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I got to sell because it's going low and all that. Diamond fist, remember that phrase. Hold on. It's going to be volatile, right? And especially lately in the stock market specifically and the housing market, things have been up and down and up and down and up and down, and likely things will be going down and then up, right? So we're going to have this trend, but you have to have a relationship with money where you understand that things go up and down, right? Up and down, up and down. So you got to understand, just ride the roller coaster and be okay with that, because understand at the end of the day, long game thinking will get you wealthy, will get you rich, but your relationship with money has got to align with that. All right, so check this out. Basically, money is like water, right? So when it's flowing, it's growing. When it's still, it's ill. Yeah, I did not come up with that quote. But with that being said, this is the concept of basically keeping your money steady, stuck in one spot. And this basically kind of virtues out to everything else I've said earlier, but you need to keep your money moving, right? So don't sit there and basically just hold on to your money. Don't think that like investing, like I said earlier, in your bank account is going to basically pay dividends. It's not, right? I've literally seen bank accounts that have $1 million cash just sitting in the bank account, and you have an interest payout of literally 2 cents, right, per quarter. Like, that, not good, like not okay, right? That's not going to fly. Money is going to get ill when it is still. Money's going to grow when it flows. So understand that you don't need to create this big old nest egg, right? Like everyone says, you got to have a nest egg. You got to have a nest egg, right? You don't need that ASAP, right? You will grow that slowly but surely. Yeah, of course, you want to have money on hand. Let's be real. Like, we need to be realistic, of course. I don't advise anybody, right, to not have money on hand, like cash, liquid cash, or credit, or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, don't focus on like building up this huge, massive Dave Ramsey style nest egg that you can just like look at and be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. That $1 million in my bank account. Like, don't think like that. That's a bad relationship with money. All right, so this one is really, really fun. It takes money to make money, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't take money to make money, okay? in literally like 90% of cases, okay? So there are scenarios where you need upfront capital. There are scenarios where you need a little bit of capital, but so many things you can do with like zip nada nothing, right? So I've actually personally created multiple 7-figure businesses, as you know, when I talk about on this channel all the time, with like no capital whatsoever, like none at all. So that being said, I'm personal proof of that. There's millions of people that are proof of that, right? True entrepreneurs know how to bootstrap, know how to literally create something out of thin air, okay? So whenever someone says, oh, it takes money to make money, like you gotta have capital, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, like, listen, understand there are other ways to do it. Again, going back to the status quo, stop thinking status quo. There is no box, guys. There's no box to think outside of. Doesn't exist, right? So be innovative, right? Be innovative and fix your relationship with money in that sense. All right, so let me give you this last one, right? Having real wealth means having like a ton of money in your bank account. False. This is a total myth, guys. This is completely wrong. And it goes back to everything that I said earlier in the video. Money in your bank is useless, right? Because like I said, what your bank is doing with your money is what you should be doing with your money, but at a much higher rate. You should be making 30-40% on your money versus your bank taking your money and literally just loaning it out or investing it into stocks and bonds and making, 10-15% on it, right? While you sit there and you're like, oh, my money's so safe in the bank, right? So good. Having a huge bank account, right? Like bank account so big that it looks like a whatever, a zip code or whatever the hell, phone number, right? Yeah. Like everyone says that. It's funny. Ha ha ha. But that doesn't mean anything, right? Because here's the deal. Real wealth, real money does not mean having a bunch of money in the bank. It means having a bunch of money in assets that produce cash flow, that appreciate over time, that pay you so you can buy liabilities and toys and things that you want, right? So ultimately, your money in the bank, having a huge bank account sum doesn't mean anything. Like I could see somebody that has $2 million in the bank and literally just think, wow, that's kind of stupid. Why isn't that invested? You know what I mean? But think about these things in terms of your relationship with money. I know it takes time, right? It takes time to change this because so many people are programmed to think, well, let me just get my bank account to this level and I'll feel so good. Oh man, I'll feel so amazing if I have $500,000 sitting in the bank. Like, no, that's wrong, right? Bad relationship with money. All right, guys. I mean, that's it. That's all I have for you. Like, watch this video twice if you really need to understand how to reprogram your mindset and your relationship around money. You need to follow all of these tenets. I'm telling you, right? I'm personal proof. I want to tell you exactly how your relationship with money needs to change. Because if it doesn't, you're kind of going to go downhill, right? Or you're just going to stay steady all across your life. And that's not good. You want to be growth mindset. You want to grow. You want to create. You want to innovate, right? You want to invest. You want to become wealthy and rich, right? You want to be both. So that being said, I really hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe if not already. Also, if you're not in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, definitely join the group. Link right down below this video. It's the first thing you can see in the description. Join the group. We'd love to see you there, and I'll see you guys next time.